Hello everyone and welcome back to English Journey. I'm Alex and I'm really excited to study English with you again today. Today we're going to talk about a problem every English learner faces: language mix-ups, getting stuck, and those awkward moments. Have you ever experienced this? You know the answer in your head, but as soon as you speak, everything goes wrong. You forget words, can't finish your sentences, or the other person doesn't understand you at all, and you awkwardly laugh and say, "Never mind." Don't worry, I'm here to help you get out of these situations. Opening story: Imagine you're traveling in a new city and want to find a coffee shop. You gather the courage to ask for directions in English, but the person doesn't understand a word you're saying. Your mind is a mess. Words clash. Sentences fall apart. It's like your brain and your mouth aren't on the same channel. This is a classic case of being lost in the English maze. I've been there myself. For a moment, I felt powerless and anxious. But gradually I learned a few practical phrases that helped me stay calm and find solutions in similar situations. Today, I want to share those phrases with you. When I'm in a pickle, use this phrase when you're in trouble or stuck in a dilemma. The word pickle literally means a pickled cucumber, but in English, it describes a situation where you're in a tough spot and don't know what to do. Examples: I'm in a pickle. My phone died and I can't call a taxi. I'm in trouble. My phone is dead and I can't call a taxi. He's in a pickle because he lost his homework. He's in trouble because he lost his homework. Story: I remember once when I was traveling abroad. My wallet and passport were left in a taxi, and I couldn't find the driver at all. My heart sank. That was a real in a pickle moment. I felt anxious, helpless, even on the verge of tears. But I calmed down, contacted the taxi company, and slowly solved the problem. This is a typical experience of being in a pickle, a brief. Panic is normal, but staying calm always helps you find a solution. To break the ice, this phrase is especially useful in social situations. When you attend an English event for the first time and don't know what to say, you can use break the ice. Literally, it means to break the ice, but in reality, it means breaking the silence or easing awkwardness. Examples: I told a funny story to break the ice at the party. I told a joke to ease the awkwardness at the party. A smile is always a good way to break the ice. A smile is always a good way to lighten the atmosphere. Story: the first time I attended an English salon, I was so nervous I could barely speak. Later, I shared a story about getting lost while asking for directions in a supermarket, and everyone laughed. The atmosphere immediately became relaxed, and I felt more confident to talk to others. That's the power of break the ice. Even a small action or a humorous sentence can liven up the scene and make you feel more comfortable. Learning to use these phrases is really important. For example, when you're in trouble, you can quietly tell yourself, "Okay, I'm in a pickle right now, but I can solve it calmly." At a party, you can think, "How can I break the ice with one sentence to make things easier?" These phrases not only express your feelings but also boost your confidence, helping you use English more naturally in daily life. *English Journey, episode Lost in translation? Let's fix that. Part to welcome back in the previous part. We learned two super useful phrases. I'm in a pickle and break the ice. I hope you've already tried imagining scenarios in your mind and started incorporating them into your own life. Today, we'll continue exploring more phrases that can help you handle stress and awkward moments in English. H more easily. 3 Hit the nail on the head. This phrase is both fun and practical. You can say hit the nail on the head when someone says exactly the right thing or accurately identifies the key point of a problem. Examples: you hit the nail on the head with your answer. Your answer was spot on. She hit the nail on the head when she said we need more practice. She was right when she said we need more practice. Short story. I remember once in an English discussion group, I tried to analyze a complex grammar issue. Everyone was hesitating on how to express it, and I said, actually, the key to verb tenses is understanding the timeline of the action. The teacher smiled and said, Alex, you hit the nail on the head. That moment made me really happy and more confident to keep expressing myself. This phrase is very common in daily life, whether in a work meeting or casual conversation. When you find that someone has spoken the key point, or you've accurately summarized the issue yourself, you can use this expression. It not only shows that you understand things correctly, but also makes you appear confident. Foresee the light at the end of the tunnel when learning English or facing difficulties. In life, it can sometimes feel long and exhausting. This phrase is used to describe the moment when, even in darkness or difficulty, you start to see signs of hope. Examples: after months of job hunting, I finally got an interview. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. After months of job hunting, I finally got an interview. I see hope. The house repairs are almost done. There's light at the end of the tunnel. The house is almost fixed. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Short story. I remember preparing for an English exam, waking up at 5 a.m. every day to memorize words, attending classes in the afternoon, and reviewing in the evening with almost no rest. During that period, I felt completely overwhelmed by pressure and kept thinking, when will I finish all of this? But when I saw my mock exam scores gradually improving, it felt like I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, although there was still a long way to go. Hope was ahead. This phrase can also be applied to other areas of life: heavy workloads, demanding study tasks, or constant life troubles. Once you start solving problems bit by bit, you begin to see the light, which motivates you to keep going. 5 Take a back seat. Sometimes the pressure in life and study is too much, and we can't always be in control of everything. Take a back seat expresses temporarily stepping aside, giving yourself some space, or letting someone else take over. Examples: I decided to take a back seat in the project and let my teammate lead. The next meeting, I decided to step back in this project and let my teammate lead the next meeting. Sometimes it's good to take a back seat and let others handle the situation. Sometimes it's better to step back and let others handle things. Short story. I once organized a large party. At first, I wanted to arrange everything myself: food, decorations, music, activities. I ended up overwhelmed and stressed out. Later, I decided to take a back seat, only handling the parts that needed my help and leaving most of the arrangements to my friends. The party went smoothly, and I finally enjoyed the atmosphere. It's the same with learning English. If you feel exhausted, you can step back temporarily. You don't need to force yourself to practice intensively every day. Let your brain rest. This can actually improve your efficiency. Learning tip so far. We've learned 5 phrases. I'm in a pickle, in trouble, or facing a dilemma. Break the ice, break awkwardness, or ease silence. Hit the nail on the head, hit the mark. Express accurately. See the light at the end of the tunnel. See hope. Take a back seat. Step aside temporarily. These phrases can be used not only in daily conversations, but also to describe your feelings while learning English or dealing with life challenges. Next time you run into trouble, you can say you're in a pickle during English activities. Use break the ice when you find the key point. Don't forget hit the nail on the head. When you feel like giving up, remember see the light at the end of the tunnel, and when you're tired, it's perfectly fine to take a back seat and rest. Welcome back to English Journey. In the first 2 parts, we've already learned 5 very useful phrases. I'm in a pickle, to be in trouble, break the ice. To ease awkwardness, hit the nail on the head. To be exactly right, see the light at the end of the tunnel. To see hope, take a back seat. To step back temporarily. Today, we're going even deeper and learning 3 powerful phrases that can help you stay confident and calm when facing difficulties, complex problems, or learning English. 6. Come to a dead end. Use this phrase when you try something but find you can't continue at all. Literally, come to a dead end means walking down a road with no way forward. Figuratively, it refers to situations in life, work, or study where there seems to be no solution. Examples: I've tried every solution, but I've come to a dead end. I've tried every solution, but I've reached a dead end. After months of searching, the company realized they had come to a dead end with this project. After months of effort, the company realized this project had no way forward. Story: I remember preparing for an English speech contest once. I practiced my script over and over, revised it countless times, but it never felt smooth. No matter how I changed it, the phrasing never felt natural. At that moment, I completely came to a dead end and didn't know how to improve. Later, I decided to put the script aside temporarily and watch other people's speeches to learn their techniques. A few days later, I returned to my script and successfully finished it. That's the classic dead-end experience. Pausing doesn't mean failure, it's an opportunity to find a new direction. 7. Get to the bottom of things. Sometimes problems may seem simple on the surface, but they actually have hidden causes. In these cases, use get to the bottom of things, which means to investigate thoroughly and find the real truth. Examples: we need to get to the bottom of things before making any decision. We need to find out the truth before making any decision. The manager got to the bottom of things and discovered the real reason for the delay. The manager investigated thoroughly and discovered the true reason for the delay. Story: when I was learning English, I noticed I kept making mistakes in my essays. At first, I thought it was just spelling errors, but after careful analysis, I realized the real problem was unclear grammar structures. I started to get to the bottom of things, analyzing why each sentence was wrong, identifying patterns, and practicing. After several weeks, my errors decreased and the sense of achievement was amazing. This phrase can also be used in everyday life, delayed tasks at work, team conflicts, or small personal problems. Whenever you want to find the real reason, get to the bottom of things is perfect. Get a grasp finally. The phrase we want to focus on today is get a grasp. Use this when you start to truly understand something or master a skill. Examples: it took me a few weeks, but I finally got a grasp of English phrasal verbs. It took me a few weeks, but I finally mastered English phrasal verbs. She needs to get a grasp of the basic rules before moving on to advanced topics. She needs to understand the basics before tackling advanced topics. Story: when I first learned to drive, I had no idea how to coordinate the steering wheel, gas, and brakes. Every practice session felt like the car was defeating me, but after a few weeks of daily practice, I gradually got a grasp. At that moment, I felt confident and independent. I could drive on my own and feel in control. Learning English is the same. At first, you may forget words, mix up grammar, and stumble in speaking. But with continuous practice, review, and truly understanding each concept, you gradually get a grasp, moving from confusion to clarity, from uncertainty to confidence. It's a wonderful feeling. Learning tips be now. We've mastered 3 powerful phrases. Come to a dead end. To reach a point with no solution. Get to the bottom of things. To find the root cause of a problem. Get a grasp. To truly understand or master something. How to use them when facing setbacks. Come to a dead end helps you describe the situation and reminds you to pause and think of new approaches when things are complex or unclear. Get to the bottom of things guides you to analyze deeply rather than staying on the surface when learning a new skill or knowledge. Get a grasp describes your effort to understand and master it. Quick recap: these 3 phrases are perfect for learning English and for life in general. They not only help you express complex emotions, but also improve your ability to describe and solve problems. Imagine this: when you encounter a tough problem, you can say, "I've come to a dead end." When you want to find the real cause, say, "Let's get to the bottom of things." When you gradually master a skill, say, "I finally got a grasp of it." Using these phrases with personal stories makes your English more natural, confident, and easier for others to understand. Welcome back, friends of English Journey. In the previous episodes, we've already learned many fun and practical phrases. I'm in a pickle, to be in trouble, break the ice, to ease awkwardness, hit the nail on the head, to be exactly right, see the light at the end of the tunnel, to see hope, take a back seat, to step back, temporarily come to a dead end, to reach a dead end, get to the bottom of things, to find the real cause, get a grasp, to understand or master something. Toddy will continue learning a few phrases that are very close to daily life, expressing emotions and making decisions. 9 mildly irritating and intensely annoying in life. Some things are just minor annoyances, while others can drive you crazy. In English, we can use mildly irritating to describe a small annoyance, and intensely annoying for extreme frustration. Examples: mildly irritating, the bus was 5 minutes late. Mildly irritating, but I was fine. The bus was 5 minutes. Late, slightly annoying, but okay. Intensely annoying, my upstairs neighbor played loud music all night. It was intensely annoying. My upstairs neighbor played loud music all night. It was extremely frustrating. Story: I remember one time at a cafe, someone kept cutting in line behind me. I felt a little upset, but could control my emotions. This is mildly irritating. But another time, my neighbor in the apartment next door played loud music until 2 a.m. I couldn't sleep all night, and I felt terrible at work the next day. That's intensely annoying. It not only irritates you, but can affect your mood and health. This phrase is very useful when you want to clearly express small annoyances versus major frustrations in life to your friends. In a tight corner, when you face a difficult situation and feel you can't easily solve it, you can say in a tight corner. This is more specific than simply saying in trouble, as it conveys a feeling of being trapped or restricted. Examples: I'm in a tight corner at work. I have 2 deadlines today. I'm in a difficult situation at work. 2 deadlines today. He was in a tight corner after losing his passport abroad. He was in a difficult situation after losing his passport abroad. Story: I once promised to help 2 friends at the same time, but later realized their schedules conflicted. I couldn't disappoint either of them, nor could I complete both tasks simultaneously. I was really in a tight corner, under a lot of pressure. Eventually, I communicated honestly with my friends, adjusted the schedule, and solved the problem. In a tight corner can be used not only for work or life situations, but also to describe stress and limitations when learning or working on team projects. It helps others understand your position. Point 11: Money versus passion. Many people face a dilemma in career or life choices, choosing a high-paying job they don't enjoy or a lower-paying job they are passionate about. This is the classic money versus passion situation. Example: I have to choose between a high-paying job that's boring or a low-paying job I love. Money versus passion. I have to choose between a high-paying but boring job and a low-paying job I love. Money versus passion. Story: my friend Emma once received 2 job offers, one from a big company with a high salary but spending every day on reports, and another from a small company with lower pay but doing event planning she loved. She hesitated for a long time, feeling daily stress. Eventually, she analyzed what kind of life she truly wanted and chose the second job, although the pay was lower. She felt fulfilled and motivated every day. This story teaches us that when facing money versus passion, the key is understanding what you really want, not just looking at external conditions. Quick recap: today we learned 3 phrases very close to daily life. Mildly irritating and intensely annoying, minor annoyance and extreme frustration in a tight corner. To be in a difficult situation, money versus passion, dilemma in life or career choice. Be combining stories and examples you can describe emotions, choices and stress more naturally. When learning English, you can also use these phrases in your own life. Describe annoyances, work pressure, study difficulties, or life decisions. Practicing in real-life contexts will help you remember them and confidently use them in conversations. Welcome back to English Journey. So far, we've learned many practical English phrases and expressions. I'm in a pickle. To be in trouble, break the ice. To ease awkwardness, hit the nail on the head. To be exactly right, see the light at the end of the tunnel. To see hope, take a back seat. To step back temporarily. Come to a dead end. To reach a dead end, get to the bottom of things. To find the real cause, get a grasp. To understand or master something mildly irritating and intensely annoying, minor annoyance and extreme frustration in a tight corner. To be in a difficult situation, money versus passion, dilemma in life, a career choice. Today, we'll learn the final few phrases and summarize the whole learning process so you can confidently use them in daily life. 1. To stay positive no matter what difficulties, annoyances, or challenges you face. Keeping a positive mindset is very important. In English, stay positive is the simplest and most direct way to express this. Examples: even though the project is difficult, I try to stay positive. Even though the project is challenging, I try to keep a positive attitude. She always stays positive even when things go wrong. She always stays positive even when things don't go her way. Story: I remember preparing for an English speech contest, and my draft was sent back for revisions multiple times. At first, I felt discouraged, but I reminded myself to stay positive. I practiced a little every day and gradually improved. In the end, the speech went smoothly, and the teacher praised me. Staying positive not only helps us face challenges, but also lets others feel your confidence and energy. 1. Take things one step at a time. Sometimes, when facing many tasks or pressures, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. At such times, take things one step at a time is a very useful phrase, meaning don't rush. Handle things gradually. Examples: don't worry about finishing everything today. Take things one step at a time. Don't worry about finishing everything today. Take it step by step. Learning a new language is hard. Take things one step at a time. Learning a new language is not easy. Take it one step at a time. Story: when I first learned to drive, I was completely overwhelmed on the road. My instructor reminded me to take things one step at a time. First control the steering wheel, then practice braking and accelerating slowly. I learned to practice in stages and eventually drove smoothly. This is also the secret to learning English: vocabulary, grammar, and speaking. Focus on one part at a time and keep practicing consistently. Progress will come steadily. 1. Listen to yourself when making important decisions. Advice from others can be helpful, but the final choice needs you to listen to yourself. This phrase emphasizes hearing your own inner voice and understanding your true feelings. Examples: everyone has advice, but you need to listen to yourself before deciding. Everyone has opinions, but you need to listen to yourself before making a decision. She listened to herself and realized she wanted a different path. She listened to her inner voice and realized she wanted a different path. Story. Back to Emma's job choice story, she had two job offers, one high-paying but boring and one low-paying but passionate. Friends gave different advice. Some suggested prioritizing money. Others suggested following her passion. In the end, Emma chose to listen to herself. She followed her heart and chose the job she truly loved. This decision gave her daily motivation and happiness. 15. Keep practicing. Keep learning. Learning English or any skill has no shortcut. Persistence is key. Keep practicing. Keep learning is the simplest motivational phrase. Examples: don't give up. Keep practicing. Keep learning. Don't give up. Keep practicing and keep learning. Even if you make mistakes, remember to keep practicing. Keep learning. Even if you make mistakes, remember to keep practicing and keep learning. Story. When I first practiced speaking English, I stuttered, lacked vocabulary, and made many grammar mistakes. But I read aloud, imitated, recorded myself, and reviewed every day. After a few months, I could speak fluently and communicate confidently. That's the power of keep practicing, keep learning. The same goes for writing, listening, and reading. Every practice session contributes to steady improvement. Quick recap today: we learned the final few practical phrases. Stay positive. Maintain a positive mindset. Take things one step at a time. Handle tasks gradually. Listen to yourself. Hear your inner voice. Keep practicing. Keep learning. Persist and keep improving. Combine them with the phrases we learned earlier. Describing difficulties and pressure in a tight corner. Come to a dead end. Analyzing problems and finding causes. Get to the bottom of things. Get a grasp. Expressing emotions. Mildly irritating and intensely annoying. Encouraging yourself and others. Stay positive. See the light at the end of the tunnel. Take things one step at a time. You'll find this system not only helps you express daily life in English, but also organizes your thinking, handles stress, and supports decision-making. Final message. Dear friends, the journey of learning English is like life itself. It has peaks and valleys, moments of ease and moments of challenge. When facing setbacks, you can say come to a dead end, pause, and think of new solutions. When things are complicated, you can get to the bottom of things and find the real reason. When learning new knowledge, you can get a grasp and gradually master the skill. When life feels stressful, take things one step at a time. At all times, stay positive, listen to yourself, and keep practicing, keep learning. This way, not only will you improve in English, but you'll also confidently and calmly face challenges in life.